Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Let's Play Warriors of Orochi 3 Ultimate. I am your host Ryu Hayabusa, and last time we started the last plot thread of this chapter and tried to hunt down Shuten Doji. And also we got a decent laugh at Yoshitsune's reaction to Ayane's outfit. Today we are going to be rectifying a mistake from our last mission and save Lu Meng's life. Taishitsu thinks he knows when and where Lu Meng got the wound that led to his downfall, so we are heading off to kick some heads in to prevent that. Our team today is Ryu Hayabusa, Kai, and Ding Feng, so let's dive right on in. Once again, our mission prelude says way more than it really needs to if the player has been paying any kind of attention. Lu Meng got killed at the Battle of Haseido because he had been wounded. Taishitsu tries to figure out why he got wounded. Lian Shi told us that the area around Mount Niutou was pretty treacherous, and Taishitsu remembers separating from Lu Meng in that area. And then he figures out that that's where and when he got his ass kicked, so we are off to save him. Of course, the prelude has to tell us all about that in about a minute and twice as many words. Also, apparently Lian Shi gets no credit for helping Taishitsu out with her info on the mountain. I also find it kind of funny that the statement, "if only I had been there to help," shows up so much when odds are they just have been wounded too. Naturally, with this kind of rescue mission, it only makes sense to try to rush through it and ignore a lot of the foot soldiers. When I do this mission, I tend to just run in, kill officers, and then move on as quickly as possible. And nothing says an opening of hostilities like Ding Feng slamming an enemy officer into the dirt. Ding Feng's gauntlet style is actually pretty fun, if only for how he wrestles his foes. Although personally he isn't my favorite wielder of the style. Also, spoiler alert, that character will actually be coming up next mission, so Ding Feng really doesn't get much use from me. This Musou is pretty flashy and lethal for groups of enemies though. This mission also kind of has issues when it comes to being interesting to watch. The mission is pretty much just getting to Lu Meng and then leading him back to where we started. Naturally, there will be complications and air quotes ambushes after we pick him up, but it kind of has the same problem as the Battle of Dongko can have. Anything interesting in the level requires Lu Meng to reach certain areas of the map, and if the AI feels like getting distracted with a group of peons, then by God, you're going to wait till those peons are dead. Also, this level serves as our introduction to Kotaro Fuma. He is pretty much the ninja servant of the Hojo clan in the Samurai Warrior series. His favorite thing is causing chaos and acting mysterious while talking about wind. So of course he joins up with the Serpent Army in these games. Why the hell wouldn't he? And of course, him taking out the bridge makes this level many times longer than it would have been. Without the bridge dropping, we would be meeting up with Lu Meng right now, and turning around to get out of here on the route that we have already completely cleared out. But since we can't have nice things, I now have to head to the bottom of the map, over and pretty much all the way back up to meet up with Lu Meng and get him started heading over towards the escape point. And if you thought the map would actually have been that easy, I think you and Admiral Akbar would get along just fine when it comes to recognizing tracks. Since I am actually playing as Kai at the moment, I want to bring up how much it annoys me that her weapon doesn't seem as interesting as it could have been. If any of you have played Soul Calibur, you would find it hard to miss the character Ivy, who wields pretty much the same exact weapon that Kai does. Ivy's way of wielding the whip sword is much more flashy and devastating looking. It also helps that Ivy's weapon looks a lot bigger and painful to get hit by. Kai's way doesn't really show off what it can do, and her sword is pretty small and doesn't get much bigger as she gets higher ranked weapons. Mind you, Ivy is from a fighting game, so she has a lot more attacks than Kai, but Kai doesn't even do things like giant extended stabs with the full length of her weapon coming out. I wonder if that's why Ivy didn't get to be the Soul Calibur crossover character, so she wouldn't show up Kai. Either way, we have finally managed to reach Lu Meng and the 3 officers crowding around him trying to beat the ever-loving crap out of him. I am not entirely sure how long it takes for Lu Meng to get defeated in this section since I haven't had that happen before. Like I said earlier, I tend to book it through this level as quickly as possible to save him. My guess is that he only really gets put in danger once Kotaro destroys the bridge and he has to turn around and start fighting. I would guess that it would take around 4 to 5 minutes for him to actually be in danger, so my haste is probably unwarranted. But come on, the whole theme of this level is RUN! So why would you take your sweet time to rescue him? And now is the part where I start editing sections of the level out because nothing is really happening. Pretty much by the time I have cleared out all of the remaining officers on the map, Lu Meng will reach the top right area of the map and actually cause something to happen. So let's jump ahead a little bit, shall we? And we jump back into it with Feng throwing soldiers into soldiers. And once Lu Meng reaches the top right, Kotaro decides to be a dick once again and set fire to the bridge, preventing Lu Meng from just crossing the bridge and reaching the exit fairly quickly. And of course, this sets off a group of ambushers in the upper right castle, while I am stuck on the wrong side of the fire and have to run my ass all the way back over to them to kill the ambushers so Lu Meng will start to move again. Basically what I'm trying to say is jump cut! And now we reach the fortress with pretty much a doubled KO count from when we initially grouped up with Lu Meng's team. I also took this opportunity to show off something I don't think I have done, the triple Musou attack. It's pretty much the old Dynasty Warriors team-up Musou, except with 3 people instead of 2. The main difference between it and a normal Musou attack is that it uses the true Musou attacks rather than the normal one. True Musous normally only get used when a character's health is in the red, so odds are you won't see it unless you are getting the ever-loving crap kicked out of you. The Dynasty Warriors True Musous don't really change that much outside of adding like fire damage normally. The Samurai Warriors, however, actually get new finishers to their Musous that look a lot more like the Dynasty Warriors Musou attacks. It's nice, but in all honesty, using it is rare unless you are using the accessory that makes all Musou attacks true Musou attacks. Ryu's true Musou finisher is actually fairly weak compared to the others. It's pretty much just one of his wind jutsus that hits all around him for a little bit and doesn't look that impressive compared to Kai's jutting rock spires and waves hitting across them. And of course we get trapped by the garrison's gate and get ambushed. It's actually a really weak ambush as there are no named characters in it. Not even a generic one. There's only a defense captain hanging around that we have to kill to open the door. And outside of a minor officer suddenly appearing event in the fort to our current left on the map, nothing really happens till we reach the exit, so time to make another time jump. Naturally, the game wouldn't make Kotaro such a pain in our collective asses if we wouldn't get the chance to beat him down for causing so much friggin' trouble. Of course, who better to start things off than Feng trying to throw Kotaro in the camel clutch, breaking his back and making him humble. Also, nice little touch of Kai berating Kotaro for joining Team Snake when he was originally part of her faction. Also, step 2 for breaking a pain in the ass's face is giant doom lasers from the sky. I swear there are some moments where using that attack is just so satisfying. And with Kotaro's death, there's pretty much nothing left to do but to watch Lu Meng Musou his way to the escape point for a couple extra style points. Just barely escaped nothing. I killed well over 1,000 guys on this map.
承知した。太子殿が真偽をたがえるはずがない。ではこれにて。これで過去は変わった。今度
I also went and actually recruited Lu Meng, so here's his recruit screen. And with that, we have obtained one of Wu's big strategists. If you're wondering about the differences in the Hasedo battle, it's mainly that when Diamondback starts to run away, he pretty much immediately runs into Lu Meng, who keeps him in place, making the fight a bit easier than normal. Next time, we will be continuing our pursuit of Daji with Hanbei's forces. I'm Ryu of Bahamut, and I hope to see you all again there.